Good morning to all of you. Today we are going to see intestinal glands. In the alimentary canal of human body, associated digestive glands are also present, just like a liver, pancreatic gland, salivary glands, etc. But inside the alimentary canal also, some glands are there. They can be able to secrete certain digestive enzymes. They are called as intestinal glands. There are two kinds of glands are present in the intestine. One is Brunner glands. Other one is Krebs of Leber-Kuhn. So there are two kinds. Brunner glands are present in the submucosa of duodenum. They secrete a watery fluid and mucus. So watery fluid and mucus is given by that only. Okay. So watery fluid plus mucus. A very little poor enzymes also may be there. Little or poor enzymes. Okay. Brunner glands are opened into at the base of crypts of Leber-Kuhn, or finally they are opened into crypts of Leber-Kuhn. Now the crypts of Leber-Kuhn which are present in mucosa of ileum. They are tubular and compound microscopic glands. They are present in the mucosa of ileum. Okay. They produce enzymes plus mucus. Enzymes also will be secreted by them. Mucus also will be secreted by them. Now here one more cell is also there, goblet. Goblet cells are present in the entire mucosa of small intestine. They secrete mucus and enterocytes. Enterocytes are also there. They are present on crypts of small intestine. So on the crypts of small intestine, enterocytes are there. They secrete water and electrolytes. Okay. Water and electrolytes are present and secreted by enterocytes which are located on crypts of small intestine. The crypts of Leber-Kuhn, they are present in the mucosa of ileum. Okay, in between villi. They are villi and microvilli like structures are present in the small intestine. In between the villi, which one is available in the mucosa of ileum? They are crypts of Leber-Kuhn. They can able to secrete enzymes as well as mucus. Some goblet cells are also present in the mucosa of small intestine. They also capable to produce mucus. And one more another kind of cells are also there on the crypts of small intestine. They are called as enterocytes. they secretes water and electrolytes. Okay. Now, and one more other important thing here is are the basis of Crepes of Lieberkühn. There are two kinds of cells are here. One is Paneth cells. Another one is Argenta-Finn cell. Paneth cells, they produce us lysozyme. It is an antibactericidal in nature, phagocytotic in nature. Argenta-Finn cell secretes secretin, a kind of hormone. Okay. Now 5-hydroxy tryptamine. 5-hydroxytryptamine and secretin both are secreted by Argenta-Finn cell that is located at the base of crypts of Lieberkühn. These crypts of Lieberkühn are present in between the villi of mucosa of ileum. Okay. Now the secretions of all these collectively called as a succus entericus. Succus entericus. So what is now Brunner gland? Plus crypts of Lieberkühn. Their secretions collectively called as a succus entericus. Or intestinal juice. The pH will be 7.8. This is giving a watery fluid plus mucus. This is giving enzymes plus mucus. Okay. So the watery fluid is coming from duodenal. Watery fluid is coming from Brunner gland, which are present in the submucosa of duodenum. Enzymes along with a little bit amount of mucus also secreted by crypts of Lieberkühn, which are located in the ileum of mucosa. All these secretions are mixed together. Collectively we called it as a succus entericus or intestinal juice. What are the enzymes here present? Here enzymes, disaccharidases enzymes are there. One is sucrase, lactase, maltase, dextrinase, etc. and intestinal lipase, intestinal amylase, nucleotidase, nucleosidase. Okay, intestinal lipase is there, intestinal amylase is there, nucleotidase, nucleosidase, all disaccharidases enzymes are available, and aminopeptidase. I think eripsin, it is a group of peptidase in which carboxypeptidase and aminopeptidase both will be there, but here aminopeptidase enzymes are present. Majorly aminopeptidase enzymes are present in the intestinal juice. So aminopeptidase, okay, how they are going to be work? Now here aminopeptidase will work on a protein molecule, especially on polypeptides, okay, and especially a larger protein molecule where amino end is available. So the peptide bond which is very near to the amino end of protein molecule will be cleaved by aminopeptidase. It is a kind of exopeptidase. It will work and break the protein molecule from amino end. Sucrase, it will work on sucrose. Okay, so I write here sucrose, it is a disaccharide. On it sucrase will work, that will breaks the sucrose into one molecule of glucose and one molecule of fructose. The second one is lactose. It is a sugarcane sugar and a table sugar, but now this is a milk sugar. Now on which lactase will be there, that will work on lactose and converted into glucose plus one molecule of galactose. And third one is maltose. It is a disaccharide. Now here maltase and enzyme there, that will cleave the maltose into two molecules of glucose. Okay, all these are said to be carbohydrates. And one more glucosidase, pancreatic amylase. That enzyme will work on amylose and amylopectin, where it works especially a glycosidic bonds which are present in the main branches. I think amylose and amylopectin are having branched nature. All these branches are made up of monosaccharides, glucose units. Now one glucose unit is now connected with the other glucose unit, especially a bond will develop in between one monosaccharide unit with the fourth carbon atom of another glucose unit. Finally we are saying that alpha 1 4 glycosidic bond. At that area this pancreatic amylase will work and break that amylose and amylopectins. Finally amylose and amylopectin both are going to be cleaved into smaller, especially maltose. Again on the maltose, maltase will work, and finally that maltose also will be cleaved into 2 molecules of glucose, etc. Okay. So where alpha 1 dash 4 glycosidic bonds are there on that area, which one will work? We have to remember pancreatic amylase. Okay. Galactosidase, alpha glucosidase. Here alpha glucosidase that will work on alpha 1 dash 6 glycosidic bonds, especially that will be present in the amylopectin. Amylopectin has a linear fashion and side branches are also there. So side branches are connected with the main branch. In both side branch and main branch, which one is there? Monosaccharide units are there. Where side branches are connected with the main branch of that amylopectin, a bond will develop in between alpha 1 to 6 to become a glycosidic bond. That bond will be cleaved by this alpha glucosidase, etc. Okay. Yes, like that all carbohydrates molecules are going to be broken down. Okay. Now enterokinase. Enterokinase is also present in the intestinal juice. That is more important. It is acted as a enzyme activator. Pancreatic gland produces trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, etc. But now they are said to be inactivated enzymes. So such inactivated enzymes are activated by this enterokinase. If enterokinase is not there, there is no conversion of inactivated trypsinogen and inactivated chymotrypsinogen. Okay. So this is also more important, secreted by intestinal glands present in the succus entericus. So which one? Trypsinogen is converted to trypsin is by enterokinase. Okay. That enterokinase enzyme is also present, that is acted as a enzyme activator secreted in intestinal glands. Now dipeptidases. Dipeptidases are also present. Dipeptidases, they will work on tripeptides and break them into dipeptide. Dipeptides are going to be broken down into monopeptide, and finally monopeptides are giving amino acids. Okay. Finally amino acids are going to be developed by the breakdown of by the breakdown of a protein molecule. Okay. Here aminopeptidase will work on amino end of a protein molecule and converted into a small molecules. Especially a large protein molecule will have a one end amino acid. The peptide bond which is very near to the amino end of that protein molecule will be cleaved by this aminopeptidase. That is also present in the succus entericus. Okay. Now one other, sucrose. I think it will be cleaved by sucrase. Okay. It will work on alpha 1-2 glycosidic bonds. Okay. So alpha 1-2 glycosidic bonds will be cleaved by sucrase, a kind of enzyme. Okay. So this is a table sugar or sugar cane present in sugar cane. The sugar, it is a carbohydrate disaccharide. Sucrase, an enzyme is there, that is also present in the intestinal juice. It will work on sucrose and cleaved into, that sucrose molecule cleaved into one molecule of glucose, one molecule of fructose. where it will work on that sucrose, especially alpha 1 2 glycosidic bonds which are present in this in between fructose and glucose will be cleaved, okay, by the action of sucrase. Now lactose, especially lactase is there, especially beta 1 4 glycosidic bonds. Beta 1 4 glycosidic bonds are there that will be cleaved by that lactase. It is a milk sugar. A lactose that is present in the milk, especially that lactose is broken down into two molecules, into one molecule of glucose plus one molecule of galactose. We have to remember or the glycosidic bond in between beta 1 4 glycosidic bond is going to be cleaved by the action of lactase. Okay. Now I think proteins are digested, carbohydrates are digested. Now intestinal lipase, an enzyme is also there that also will work on lipids, and finally lipids are also going to be converted into fatty acids and glycerol. Okay. Now DNA and RNA which were already digested partially by the action of pancreatic juice, where DNA is and RNA is enzymes are available. Now here also they will be furtherly cleaved into smaller. Here nucleotidase, an enzyme is available that will work on nucleotide. It will be broken down to nucleoside plus phosphorus. And another one, nucleoside, is also there that will be cleaved by nucleosidase into nitrogen base plus sugar. So this nucleosidase and nucleotidase, these two kinds of enzymes are present in the Succus entericus. Finally they will work on nucleotide and nucleoside. They will be cleaved finally into nitrogen base and sugar and phosphorus. Finally, what are the nitrogenous bases here? Adenine, guanine, cytosine, thiamine, uracil, etc. All will be formed separately. Glucose, especially here sugar molecules are separated from the DNA. It may be oxyribose sugar or deoxyribose sugar, whatever it may be. And finally phosphorus also will come out. So the entire DNA molecule or entire RNA molecule will be cleaved into smaller pieces, especially nitrogen bases, sugar, phosphorus, etc. Okay, up to this, this is a brief information regarding the intestinal glands. Okay.